When the Superstar Shakeup ended 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, we were all like on paper SmackDown won the Superstar Shakeup with the likes of Samoa Joe, The Miz, Jeff Hardy coming over, and The Bar. 3 weeks later, and what do we have? Does it feel fresh? Does it feel new? Does it feel any different than it did last week? No. Does it feel any different before the Superstar Shakeup? No. The Miz is trying to pick a fight with Jeff Hardy and trying to start problems between Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton, like Jinder Mahal did between Randy Orton and Bobby Roode. We got a mini-meet coming out for Big Cass, which nobody should ever find that shit funny. That shit's pathetic as hell. And WWE doing rinse and repeat, only this time with the women. Last night on Raw, we got a 6-man tag match. Tonight on SmackDown, we got a 6-woman tag match. What a surprise. The only redeeming quality of this show was Samoa Joe and AJ Stryles. AJ Stryles, and then who gets interrupted by Samoa Joe. And Paige also made it fact that the match at Backlash will be a no DQ match between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, which it should have been named like immediately on Twitter when it was. And then we have, of all people, Alana coming out. Sounding like she's drifting in and out of her Russian accents, trying to insinuate that the thing holding Rusev back is Aiden English. I'm sorry, that is not who's holding Aiden English back. It's called, oh, you didn't know? I kissed Vince McMahon's ass, and I just ruined everything that you like. Road Dogg in the SmackDown creative is what's holding Rusev back. So what they're doing is they're killing Rusev Day more and more and more every single day, and that's what we get. Let's see here. Miz had his TV. Paige opened the show with a announcement on the title match. We got Orton, and of course we got the standard 4 guys brawl. Let's make a tag team match, which is typical. We had Rusev Day with Lana. We had the Bar back talking, like interacting with the New Day. Sheamus, of course, made a challenge to Xavier Woods of New Day, which of course they did. Instead of having a tag team match, which we were already going to have 2. Why don't we just make the whole show tag team matches? We've done that before. Big Cass with a shitty ass fucking promo that I can't even I don't even want to talk about. And then of course AJ Styles being interviewed by Renee Young because Shinsuke Nakamura wanted an apology. And would AJ give that apology? We'll talk about it later. Let's see what else we have here. Sheamus vs. Xavier Woods, which is a pretty decent match. Not really. Absolution has finally been called dead. Paige was the one to say it, and everybody's been saying it. Absolution is finally considered dead. Thank the fucking God. Now let's give it to the Riot Squad. Plain and simple. Of course, we'll talk about that later in the show. And then we had the 6-woman tag match. So, hey, the men finished, we had a one-on-one tag team match, a one-on-one match to finish Monday Night Raw. So let's end SmackDown on a 6-woman tag match because rinse and repeat, fellas, rinse and repeat. Where are all the creative? I honestly would love to walk into the creative office, and be like, where has the creativity gone? Look at NXT. Look at everything they're doing right. All the storylines make sense. They're not insulting your intelligence. All the characters, all the people are playing the right parts that they're supposed to. Tommaso Ciampa is a bad guy, and he relishes in it. Johnny Gargano is Mr. Johnny Wrestling, and Velveteen Dream is as a guy who's full of himself, who thinks he's the best wrestler in the world, and so on and so forth. But look at SmackDown Live and Monday Night Raw. You have Roman Reigns, who has got go-away heat, being booed out of the fucking building, trying to be the savior of the WWE because he's going to take the title off of Brock Lesnar. And then, of course, you have Bobby Roode, who should not be playing a babyface, playing a babyface when this guy is better as a heel, and he's always been known as better as a heel. It's just ridiculous how WWE just continues to squander and fuck everything up for what I don't know. It just makes no sense whatsoever. So, Paige opened the show tonight with making a nice little announcement for the title match at Backlash. And she also said Shane will not be there tonight, which he was not.
Commissioner Shane McMahon will not be here tonight. This past Friday, the greatest Royal Rumble event in Saudi Arabia Aj Stryles and Shinsuke Nakamura fought to an inconclusive outcome when the match ended in a double countout. During the match, Nakamura used an undetected low blow on AJ. The referee didn't see it, but AJ certainly felt it. After the match, AJ viciously attacked Nakamura. Both superstars acted beyond the bounds of good sportsmanship. Therefore, to ensure the match at Backlash has a clear winner, Aj Stryles and Shinsuke Nakamura's WWE title match this Sunday will now be no disqualification.
If you didn't see that one coming, then I don't know what you've been watching over the last 20-some years. It was just obvious. But hey, if Shinsuke Nakamura does not come out of Backlash as the WWE Champion, he is back of the line, and it looks like we could have a certain challenger coming up after Shinsuke Nakamura if AJ Styles is to retain the title. So we'll get to him later. Then we had The Miz in his Miz TV with special guest Jeff Hardy. This one broke down fast. He first said Daniel Bryan was his guest last week, and Daniel Bryan did not show up because he's unsportsmanlike and unprofessional. By the way, Daniel Bryan was held out of wrestling competition tonight, not because of his concussions, at least that's what they said. It's because Roderick Strong pretty much ground his freaking chest up into hamburger or dog meat, and the medical staff was holding him out due to fear of a chest virus happening to him. So Daniel Bryan was kept off TV for that, and that's what they said, but it could have been anything. Maybe they did one of his impact tests and came back and it wasn't good, so we'll have to I'll keep a follow-up on that at a later, on Unscripted this Saturday, if there's any more news. But then he has Jeff Hardy come out and, first off he calls Rollins out and says he will win the title he'll win his title back at Backlash and become the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time with the longest reign ever, blah, 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 the same old shit. Then Jeff Hardy comes out and he asks him a really stupid question, and then of course brings out Randy Orton afterwards.
Your first night on Smackdown Live, you blatantly disrespected a future Hall of Famer, not once, but twice. I wonder what Randy Orton thinks about that.
They showed the night of the Superstar Shake-Up, Jeff Hardy coming out, like Randy Orton coming out to face on Shelton Benjamin, and then his music stopping, and then Jeff Hardy coming out, and, Miz wanting to think about, tries to, this is the Miz, of course, doing the same thing with these two that Jinder Mahal did after the top 10 list was shown with Bobby Roode and Randy Orton. So it's just another rinse and repeat, just rehashed to sound a little bit different. WWE Creative is lazy as fuck.
Why don't we find out? Surprise! Miss TV has another guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Viper!
Randy Orton does not wait for you to have him call him out. Oh, come on, really?
Rising. I can see the voices in your head are probably screaming right now. How dare Jeff Hardy disrespect you?
Really, I'm not at all that mad at Jeff Hardy. I don't see what the big deal is. Jeff Hardy took advantage of the situation, and I did the same thing to him last week. So as far as I'm concerned, Miz, Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton are cool.
This isn't the first time that you've been disrespected around here. Remember the Smackdown Top 10 list where
Can we please not talk about the Smackdown Top 10 list? That piece of trash list that meant absolutely fucking nothing from day one. Well, here we thought that thing was going to actually mean something, build into storylines overall, except no, it did one storyline when it was Jinder Mahal, who wasn't even on the fucking list, trying to start shit between Randy Orton and Bobby Roode, who was the United States Champion at the time.
your peers chose you on that list, and where were you? Ninth. Randy Orton is ninth on a top 10 list on Smack. Ninth. Randy Orton, ninth.
This also had the tag team champions, the women's champion, the world heavyweight champion, and the Intercontinental champion at the time, or the United States champion at the time on this list. Not a legitimate list when you have the champions that this list should be building people to on it. So, shut the fuck up, Miz, about this list.
Even get you a medal.
Depends on the sport.
That's true, but Miz, I don't care. I don't think anybody cares about any Smackdown top 10 list. I'm just saying.
I think you care a little more than you're leading on, but okay. What about the fact that last week he cost you your match with Shelton Benjamin? Whoa, that was that little weasel Singh brother with a goofy mask. I didn't cost anybody anything, Miz. Wrong! Your issues with Jinder Mahal.
Oh my goodness.
Teach Hardy a little respect. Is the Viper gonna strike?
Miz, I think you've forgotten who you're talking to. You don't tell me when I'm gonna strike. Nobody tells me when I'm gonna strike. I strike when I want to, okay? Now, as far as that United States Championship goes, I earned my rematch 3 weeks ago. So Jeff, at Backlash, no matter how cool we are or not, Sunday at Backlash, I'm taking my title back.
You can try.
And that's how they needed to end it. If they would have just ended it right there, I would have been okay. They got a little bit, it wasn't as much build as we could have, but at least it was something. But of course, no, Miz has to open his damn mouth.
You don't deserve my
Last week,
I beat you in the middle of that ring right there. So if anybody deserves a championship opportunity, it's me.
he tries to get in the ring, things break down, Miz and Shelton Benjamin get dispatched, and we get a tag team match between Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy versus Miz and Shelton Benjamin. Before we get to that, when has it ever been, if you beat a number one contender, you should get a title shot? It has always been the adage, if you beat the champion in a non-title match, then you get a championship match. Not the other way fucking around. Randy Orton's not the United States champion. Jeff Hardy is. You lost to Jeff Hardy. So that means you have to wait till after Backlash. If Randy Orton wins the United States Championship, then you can say you have a little bit of a gripe. Randy Orton is not the champion, so you have no fucking gripe. This shit fucking pisses me off when they try to rewrite the rules. Ugh, WWE. The match itself is what it was. Hardy took most of the heat for this match after eating a knee lift on the top rope. Used such chants from the crowd to the Miz. Miz actually got a lot of heat from the crowd for the first time in a while. But again, this is Montreal, and again, I said this on Twitter. Can we get a WrestleMania or more importantly a SummerSlam? Because of course WrestleMania, everyone in the entire world comes to see WrestleMania, so the crowd's always going to be like that. But SummerSlam doesn't have that same stigma of a WrestleMania where you have everybody in the known world converging on a SummerSlam. So could we get a SummerSlam up here for the Canadian fans who are just have been great the last two fucking nights? These have been the best crowds I have heard in a long fucking time for WWE outside of a WrestleMania in the night after WrestleMania. So while I'm recording this, 205 Live is probably going on, so I bet you 205 Live actually got a good reaction tonight. So there is that too. But Orton gets the hot tag and goes to town on Benjamin, and Miz gets dropped on the announce table by Orton. He didn't sell it for very long as Orton goes for the draping DDT, but the Miz comes up and he hits both of them with it. RKO by Orton, tags in Hardy for a swanton bomb for the 3 count. Orton and Hardy are the winners. Post-match, Jeff Hardy gets his hand raised and eats an RKO. Just because, Orton knows when to strike. Now, I'm not saying this will ever happen, but a tag team combination of Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton with that combo of finisher with the RKO and the Swanton Bomb, to me, for about a 6-month run and give them the tag team titles once, that would be a pretty cool thing in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You don't like it? Tough shit. The Iconics and Carmella we interviewed, and I can't even play the clip because even if it was on YouTube, I wouldn't play it. The Iconics have become very unbearable with this fucking stigma of Peyton Royce playing what is it called? When she's mocking somebody, she has to sit there and try and intimidate somebody, like mimic somebody, and it's unbearable, and I can't deal with it. I just can't deal with it. Sorry, it's just one of those things I can't deal with it. So then we had the bar in the back, and that's when they also told us that the Daniel Bryan and Daniel Bryan was being held off due to a chest infection, which of course that is how they're going to do it. But then the bar getting they had SmackDown tag team they had SmackDown contracts because I don't know why. Once you already put a SmackDown anywhere, or were you in the free agent pool because the fact that you had a tag team title match on at the Greatest Royal Rumble, which you ended up losing. They run into the New Day, and the New Day gives them a... Is that on here, actually? No, it is not. The New Day gives them pancakes. Like, they call it Mr. Bootyworth, which is just stupid as fuck. Get a tray of pancakes. And pretty much they toss them, and Xavier Woods gets challenged to a match for later in the night, and he gets accepted. Then we get to, they flash straight to Rusev and Aiden English talking when Lana comes in to have a talk with her husband. Hold on one second, I messed that up. Didn't have the volume going right.
Okay, I got it. I got it? Yep. New words, Rusev Day song. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Here we go.
I get that huge reaction in Canada because she is, you know.
Of course. Nice shirt.
Lana getting a huge reaction from the crowd.
Rusev Day is bigger than ever. And you had an unbelievable match at the Greatest Royal Rumble against The Undertaker. But you came up short. Something is holding you back.
What do you mean? I have a holiday in my honor every day. What could possibly be holding me back? Hey, Simon, just got my ticket.
She looks over at Aiden English and...
All good.
Yeah, she's hinting at that. Listen, motherfucker, Aiden English is not holding Rusev Day back. If anybody's holding Rusev Day back, it's that assholes in the fucking creative who don't want to put him over. So what are they trying to do here? What are they trying to do? It's real simple. They're trying to kill Rusev Day even more. Rusev Day is Aiden English and Rusev together, and now they're trying to kill Rusev Day to have Lana and Rusev be a group again and have Rusev be a big-time heel, even though he's over with the fans. Damn, WWE, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. Rusev Day is pretty much dead and buried, and quite honestly, I honestly wouldn't give a fuck about him anymore if I was anybody. Oh my god, the next thing, who thought this was a good idea? Who literally thought this was a great fucking idea? Big Cass comes out after this, and they're like, well, Big Cass isn't supposed to be here, and he comes out and cuts a shitty-ass fucking promo.
I know I'm better than each and every one of you.
He first says that I'm from New York, and like talks about and says something about we're not friendly to other people because we don't like other people, and we think we're better than everybody because we're better because we are. And I'm thinking, is this what this guy's going to be cutting a promo about? Are you serious?
I know I'm better than everybody, and I know I'm better than Daniel Bryan. I know I'm better than Daniel Bryan, a guy who's the same size as any one of you. When you think WWE superstar, you don't think of somebody that looks like one of you? A real WWE superstar is 7 feet tall. A real WWE superstar has super strength, and we all know that might makes right.
Okay, so Aj Stryles, Sami Zayn, let me think here. Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens, who really isn't, isn't 7 foot tall. Rusev, any of these guys here who aren't 7 foot tall. Yes, Rusev has super strength. but you kind of sound like a fucking idiot right now. Xavier Woods called the Kingston.
Which is the complete opposite of Daniel Bryan, who, like you, is small and weak. And when I face Daniel Bryan, you're not going to get your 5-star match.
No, because nobody, and not even Aj Stryles, could get in 5-star match out of Big Cass. So give me a fucking break.
You're going to get a 5-second match. I don't even need time to prepare. Why wait until Backlash? Daniel Bryan, why don't you come out here so I can kick your teeth down your throat right now?
Daniel Bryan's music plays, and it's a fucking miniature guy. It might have been Hornswoggle in a wig. I'm not sure. But I couldn't watch this shit. No, I couldn't watch this shit, period. This was fucking agonizingly bad. I did not want to see this shit whatsoever. So, yeah, that was fucking pathetic and something I didn't need to see. Big Cass is not worth anyone's fucking time, in my opinion. This guy is a loser. This guy was being overshadowed by somebody half his fucking size for about 2 years, I think it was, at NXT, and then a year and a half on the main roster before they decided to break them up. This guy is going to go absolutely fucking nowhere. And watch them have him beat Daniel Bryan at Backlash just to try and get the heat that they can on him. Big Cass is nothing but a pathetic loser, and I can't stand it. The fact that they even did this shit. Why the fuck does anybody think the whole mini-me shit is funny anymore? It's not. It hasn't been it might have been funny in the 90s. It might have been funny in the early 2000s. This shit isn't funny anymore. It's not. And it needs to just, like, this is the I'm out of touch shit that Vince McMahon has. It's fucking bullshit, and I don't want to hear from it again. Period. It's just ridiculous. I don't know what WWE thinks they're going to get out of this. Putting Daniel Bryan against Big Cass to get heat on Big Cass is a good idea, because if you want to get heat on somebody like a Big Cass, putting him against a Daniel Bryan is a good move for them, for the simple fact is, if you beat up on the biggest babyface in the company, yes, that's going to give you the heat. But this shit right here is not funny. This shit right here is going to get no reaction whatsoever, and it really didn't. And this shit right here is going to have people go with go away heat instead of giving you heat that you want them to get. So I don't know who was on what drugs they were taking. I don't know what they were using backstage, but this shit must have been, someone must have been high as a fucking kite for this shit to pass the Vince McMahon. Like, the fact that Vince McMahon approved this shit is fucking laughable. This is just ridiculous. Just fucking ridiculous. Moving on here, the AJ Styles and promo is not on YouTube. That's a sad thing. We'll see. We'll move on. We'll be back to that in a second if it does come on here. But then after that, we had let me see here. Becky Lynch was losing her mind. Last week, of course, Becky Lynch and Asuka took on the Iconics, with Becky Lynch losing. So Becky Lynch is like just in the back talking to us, like talking. It looks like she's talking to herself because she was the one. She's like, we lost. No, I lost last week. And she's just losing it. She's like, and Asuka just comes into the frame and says, don't forget about last week. Tonight we hit the hard back hard 3 times. And Charlotte comes in and says, ladies, the Carmella and the Iconics think they're invincible, as they said earlier in the night, which I don't even want to go into that shit. But they're annoying and they've lost their minds. Asuka speaks some Japanese and they all get happy and ready for later. Sheamus versus Xavier Woods. Sheamus playing the I am more powerful than you card in the beginning because they lock up and he just shoves Xavier Woods down and he shoves him again down. Woods with the knee to Sheamus. Shots to Sheamus' left knee. Rolling elbow by Woods. Was that rolling elbow? It was spinning elbow, whatever it was. Leads to a tope con hilo, whatever they call the thing. Just dive over the ropes. Tope con hilo, I think what it's called, by Woods. Cesaro gets a distraction on Woods, who eats a shot by Sheamus, who takes control, who gets a 2 count on Woods from there. Then Woods gets tossed into the bottom rope as the Vaudevillains did to Dumbass a couple years ago, only he got killed almost, and Xavier Woods took the bump right, but he did snap his head back, which looked really nasty. As they go to break, back from break, and Sheamus is in control, 2 botches. He tried to do the Irish Coast backbreaker twice, and it botched so fucking badly, it wasn't even funny. It wasn't even funny whatsoever. Kick to Sheamus' gut, then a knee strike to Sheamus' head. Sheamus runs into the ring post as Woods moves, which that spot has to be performed at least once or twice a night. Leads to a leg drop by a springboard, a corkscrew leg drop off the top rope or something like that for a 2 count. Roll up by Sheamus for a 2, but Woods hits a shining wizard, and I was like, pin him, but he doesn't for whatever reason. So Zara gets involved, sending Big E into the ring post, but Woods with the drop kick to the outside. Sheamus sends him into the barricade. Kofi then distracts Sheamus, who threw Woods back in the ring. Woods with the inside cradle for the 3 count in the bar on their first match on SmackDown Live are beat by Sheamus of the Bar is beat on his first night on SmackDown Live. This was great, and I'm glad they did it. We're in the back with Paige, and her buddies show up, her former buddies. They show up, and they think that one of them's getting a women's title match next week.
Oh, Double Trouble is here.
It's actually. If you hear it right, she says Double Trouble is here. They pan to Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. 0 reaction from the fans. The fans do not care about these 2 women. These 2 women have been up since November of last year, and they had 0 reaction.
Yeah! Madame, General Manager, Absolution, reporting for duty. Oh, man.
But seriously, Paige, I mean, this is awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I even have my name on the door. It's great.
Your own office?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, we know why you called us here, so you just get straight to the point.
Oh, you do? That's
we do.
great.
And we just want to know, really, who's it gonna be?
Oh, so you actually do know.
Yeah, and listen, we're stoked. We just want to know who's it gonna be.
All right. Well, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? You. Who's it gonna be? It's you. Mandy. It's gonna be Mandy. Yeah.
Me?
Yeah. You.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes! I'm gonna have a Smackdown Women's title match!
Whoa. Stop jumping around. No, you're not gonna have a title match. That's not what we're here for. Ladies, if you want a championship match, you're gonna have to earn it. Like I did. No. The reason why I called you here is...
Paige, that's a little contradiction because you came up the first time you won the Women's Championship, or the Divas Championship, because she's never held the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship. You walked into the ring and AJ Lee just gave you a championship match without earning it. So you're kind of being a little hypocritical of your friends, even though I don't want to see Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville near a Women's Championship match. But the fact that she said I had to earn a Women's Championship match is laughable.
Mandy, next week, you are going to be facing Becky. Yeah? And you know what, ladies? You both have a lot of talent, but
we're friends. I mean, don't you have some sort of special treatment around here? You're the general manager now, and we're all Absolution. Come on.
Yeah, but, baby girl, Absolution is, dead.
Even that gets it gets a little bit more of a reaction, but that barely gets a reaction too. So Absolution is absolutely final fuckingly dead. Oh, it's about damn time I will say that. It is about damn time they killed that stable or tag team. Come out next week. Sonya Deville has her own music. She used it in NXT. Give it to her. Mandy Rose, I don't know what she actually used for music, if she used any. So, yeah, Absolution is dead, and hopefully these two could either wrestle each other eventually, or, go up on their own. So, it's great to hear that Paige is finally telling the truth that Absolution is dead. 6-woman tag team match, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Asuka versus the Iconics, and Carmella. This match was nothing out of the ordinary. Match ends when Asuka tags in and destroys Peyton Royce, but she does get her up on the ropes, trying to do the whole push her up on the ropes and bring her back. But Carmella and Billie Kay stop Asuka for pulling Royce back into the match, but Asuka takes them out with the hip attack. Royce with the roll up all the way. Babyfaces get their moves in. Charlotte with a moonsault, no corkscrew, which, by the way, Charlotte, stop with the corkscrew. Stop with the corkscrew. Just do a normal moonsault like you did tonight, and that'll be great. With Asuka, went onto Carmella and Billie Kay, while Peyton Royce gets put into who tries to roll up Asuka, but she ends up getting put in the Asuka lock, and she taps out for Asuka, Lynch, and Flair, winning the match, and Asuka getting her first win on SmackDown. Brian Saxton, I think it was, who said it on commentary that this could be the start of a new winning streak for Asuka, which if they wanted to, they can. So, again, other people have said it, and I'm going to say it too. Asuka should not be pinned or submitted, even though Asuka hasn't been pinned yet. They need to make mention of that too. Asuka may not have her undefeated streak anymore, but Asuka hasn't been pinned yet. She tapped out, which is not a good way to end the streak, but Asuka tapped out, meaning she still has an undefeated pin. She has an undefeated streak, as in she hasn't been pinned, but they can continue on and say, well, Asuka only has that one blemish when they build to an eventual rematch between herself and Charlotte Flair, hopefully for the Women's Championship at SummerSlam. Don't need to do it anytime sooner than that. SummerSlam would be the time to have Asuka and Charlotte for a rematch, and of course have Asuka win this time. So, in somewhere between now and the end of in Survivor Series, Ember Moon wins the Women's Championship on Raw. Have the Asuka Ember Moon 3 or Asuka Ember Moon 4, whatever it is, at Survivor Series. And then, of course, Charlotte builds her way up to the Royal Rumble. You should have, I think after Charlotte loses the Women's Championship to Asuka, which, by the way, they did mention tonight that if Charlotte wins on Sunday, she will tie. Making history by tying Trish Stratus for 7 women's championships. That's not making history. Does WWE themselves not know what the definition of making history is? Because, quite honestly, that is not making history. That is tying history. When John Cena won his 16th championship to tie Ric Flair's bullshit record, was that making history? No, that was tying history, even though it's a bullshit record and Ric Flair has more world title wins. In WWE, he has 16. To make history, you need to break a record, not tie a record. It's fucking ridiculous that they do that. Okay, it looks like they're going to take forever for Aj Stryles and them, so I'm going to get into this one. Aj Stryles, earlier in the night before the women's tag team match, Renee Young comes out and says it's a no DQ match at Backlash, and asks Aj Stryles without help him or hinder him from retaining his WWE Championship. JJ asks her, are we talking about the con artist or the cheap shot artist? AJ says he's here to defend the gold while Nakamura is interested at the wrong jewels. Brings up Nakamura wants him to apologize. AJ says this guy ruined Mania for me. Then he took AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan away from everybody 2 weeks ago. Last week he tried to take out one of my friends. Calls Nakamura a coward who attacks from behind and be below the belt. This Sunday is different, and I can break the rules too. As far as I'm concerned, it's an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. When I get my hands on Nakamura, you will find parts of him in New York, Connecticut, and I think he said New Jersey. And Renee Young asked him again about, are you going to apologize? And before AJ Styles can really say anything, Samoa Joe makes his way out to the entrance ramp. Joe says AJ has lost focus, and you should be focused on my match with Roman Reigns, as I put the big dog down once and for all, and after I'm done with Roman, whether it's you or Nakamura, I'm coming to beat you down and take the WWE Championship. Oh, believe that. Nakamura's music hits. Joe throws off his towel and turns around and is ready for Shinsuke Nakamura to come out. And of course, we go back up into the ring, and Shinsuke Nakamura is already balls deep in like hitting a low blow on AJ Styles. Then, of course, Nakamura looks like he's going to hit AJ Styles with a Kinshasa from the behind and just staggers to the side. And it looks like, oh, he was just taunting AJ, but then he winds up and hits AJ Styles with a Kinshasa. And he starts taunting him. He poses for a minute, and then he grabs the WWE Championship and holds it up. So AJ Styles is pretty much beat down again by Shinsuke Nakamura. I wanted to try and get the audio, but, they want to do that. Oh, yeah, Zelina Vega also puts out a little bit of a teaser for Andrade Cien Almas coming to SmackDown Live in the near future.
Hear all of you in the WWE Universe asking, when is Andrade?
Okay, my computer just messed up. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try that again. My audio just stopped working for some reason. I think that's working, right? Yeah. Let's try it again.
I hear all of you in the WWE Universe asking, when is Andrade Cien Almas going to appear on SmackDown Live? Well, you don't get to know. You only know.
Okay, what is going on with this thing? Try this again.
I hear all of you in the WWE Universe asking, when is Andrade Cien Almas going to appear on SmackDown Live? Well, you don't get to know. You only know when I tell you.
Let's go.
And as his business manager, I will tell you this. Very soon, SmackDown Live.
Okay, that's all I'm going to get from that. Well, I'm glad they didn't have him or Sanity come out until after Backlash, because if you would have had Andrade Cien Almas and or Sanity come onto SmackDown post-Superstar Shakeup before Backlash, they really wouldn't be doing anything, especially Cien Almas. What are you going to have him do? Just come in and tease a feud with somebody? I fully expect Sanity or Andrade Cien Almas to be on SmackDown next week. So that's a good thing for them. It's great. It's a great way that we know that they're coming, but they're not here yet. So we'll have to wait and see. Of course, Sanity and Andrade Cien Almas are probably finishing up their tours with NXT, as they always do. With anybody who comes up, they go on a last set of tour with the NXT crowd, NXT group before they come up as full timers. But it's nice to see that neither of these four guys and Vega are coming up until after at least Backlash. So expect to see Andrade Cien Almas on SmackDown next week. SmackDown Live was just, it was if you missed it, you didn't miss anything show, pretty much. I mean, the only thing that was worth seeing was AJ Styles' interaction, like Samoa Joe coming out and putting a warning out that's like, hey, listen, when I'm done with you, when I'm done with Roman Reigns, whether it's you or Shinsuke Nakamura, I'm coming for the title, and I'm going to be the next WWE champion, which I'm fine with. Again, if Shinsuke Nakamura does not win on Sunday, he is done with WWE Championship matches. The only reason this made any sense for them at the Greatest Royal Rumble to have the double countout is so they could have the match, the rematch be moved over to Backlash in a no DQ match. So if Nakamura loses this match, he has no more excuses. He is done for the WWE Championship at this point, and it'd be AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe at the next pay-per-view, which is either Money in the Bank or Extreme Rules, whichever one, which I am not mad about if they do that. So Joe versus Styles, take my money. Joe versus Nakamura, I don't know how they would be able to do that at this time. So we're going to have to wait and see. But that was SmackDown Live, and as I said, there was not much missed other than AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. But yeah, SmackDown Live again, shitty as fuck. Raw puts out a bad show, and SmackDown Live has a chance to redeem Monday Night Raw's main roster. But of course, if we want to see good quality wrestling under the WWE brand, we have to wait till NXT on Wednesday. So I will be back at the time for tomorrow. Find me on twitch.tv/thefrost08. Find me on Twitter @thefrost. Thank you guys who have hit me with that subscribe button. Keep it up. Hit that subscribe button again. Give me some likes and smash that like button if you like what you hear. Smash that dislike button if you don't like what you hear. And hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for all notifications, and I will see you guys tomorrow for NXT review. Thursday or Friday for our Backlash preview and prediction show. And then, of course, we have Unscripted on Saturday and Backlash on Sunday. Until then, my name is Franz. I will see you guys later, and you have a good one.